Peabody as an idea took shape. I applied for a patent. I thought I'll be the Einstein. Bhai, Einstein moment hai ye to, ladkiyan can stand in pee. But realized I'm not the only Einstein to have thought about it. Yeah, I think it's a very deep-rooted thing, right? I mean, it's a very taboo topic.
Yes.
You're looking at a guy talking about women standing and peeing.
जितना मर्जी हम AI की बात कर ले,
Correct.
we have humans in our workplace.
So if you ask any woman, do you find clean toilets in India? The answer today will also be question mark.
I feel there is a larger responsibility on educating the men. We need to get the men in order to make sure that we are addressing this challenge.
We said if puberty to menopause is the spectrum that we have to operate within, let's identify every small neglected problem.
Females are entering workforce not just in a typical service industry. We're talking about manufacturing setups.
Yes.
We're talking about females at frontline workforce.
Correct.
Now, if we don't architect the job and the place where the job is going to take place with that empathy,
correct,
I think we're doing it wrong.
If we can make the workplaces more welcoming for women, whether through making all period hygiene products available or through just having regular webinars or sessions to normalize the discussion of menstruation.
All the great workplaces that we have should have a input on what's the state of female toilets and the hygiene in that.
How period ready are you?
How period ready are you? How are you creating a workplace which is empathetic towards getting more women to work in a more comfortable way?
मेरा product भी ना वो it was not feminine. It was in the sense colors were not pink and muted वगैरह नहीं थे. We had green, big font से लिखा होता हमने ladies freedom to stand and pee. So most of the people thought it was a gag.
Menopause is a topic which is literally not talked about, right? So let this be the medium for you to talk about it. Welcome, Deep, to Humanscope. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and I'm so glad that I finally have you on the show.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure. Anytime for you, my friend.
Deep, I've known you as a friend. I've known you from the times when you were building Serona block by block, and now it's become such a successful brand. The world is talking about it. I feel so proud to see it in newspapers, and you're everywhere, man. I'm seeing you everywhere. But I know the journey has been built block by block, over weekends, overnights.
Correct.
COVID times, non-COVID times.
Correct.
You'd always be there in office, always in action. So I want to know about the start of this journey. But if you can give me a bit of glimpse about Deep Bajaj's journey and what got him started on Serona.
No, thank you. Once again, thank you for having me. And I think it was your magical touch only, that you've seen it from the point where it was nothing to a little bit success. I don't know if the world is talking, but certainly we've traveled some distance.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know me, Sirona is a brand that looks at all unaddressed, feminine hygiene issues. So we've got a list of problems that women face right from puberty till menopause, and we try to solve them with the unique products. And it started with our first product, Peabody, back in 2013-ish. Which was India's first stand-and-pee device for women. And उसके पीछे भी story है कि उसका क्यों किया मैंने, क्यों idea आया. So I was in events, so शुरू से शुरू करते हैं. I was in events earlier, 2006 till 2010 event management. That was my first startup. तब उसको business बोलते थे. It wasn't called a startup back then, with a friend of mine. And 2010 I decided to move on from it. But we used to do these large-scale concerts and fashion shows and things like that. Yeah. 11 to 14 was handmade carpets. My wife is a carpet designer. Of course, you know her, Rashi. So that was going on. But when I moved on from events, I think there was something within which I think for me, IP really excites me.
Okay.
I thought it's good to have your own IP, and with Rashi, I got that opportunity to create it with Carpet Couture, because then she became India's first female carpet designer, and I saw it work.
Yeah.
So I was still looking for what is next. And the idea for Peabody was born in a road trip in 2013, where we were four couples traveling to Jaipur, and boys were drinking whatever they could get their hands on. Girls were not even having water because
Yeah.
यार वो अगर पानी पियेंगे तो they have to pee. और highway washrooms, you know how they are.
Yeah.
और अब तो weekend पे भी if you go to even fancier ones, the turnover is so high, you know, in terms of people कि उनको साफ रखना मुश्किल है. So that's where the idea for Peabody was just, I think, tabled as a joke.
Okay.
I was saying that God loved men more because देखो हम तो कहीं भी खड़े होके पी कर सकते हैं. At least इंडिया में तो वो सहूलियत है. You know, every trees are urinal, and girls of course can't do this. So a friend's wife suggested that she had seen someone in Europe use a contraption to stand and pee. So I think while we laughed it off, everything happened. I didn't even know this will be a business. But for me, somewhere it resonated deeply because I had seen during events that it was when we used to organize concerts and I was the client-facing side. Like
Yeah.
with my business partner, he was everything ops and finance and everything production, and I was front-facing.
गाली खाने का काम आपका
वो मेरा था. वो मेरा जन्म से अधिकार है और अभी तक भी वही है. हर रिश्ते में मेरा वही मेरा किरदार है. So यार events में भी that you know you'll put together a show.
Yeah.
And I remember we were doing the Sunidhi Chauhan concert. तब वो बीडी चढ़ाइले गाना आया ही आया था. It was a rage. And we were launching one of the malls, Cross River Mall, Shadra में एक mall है.
Okay.
Before Ambience Gurgaon, that was the longest mall.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a 1 kilometer long mall or something. And we organized this concert, and Sunidhi is incidentally from Dilshad Garden, Shadra के पास ही एक जगह. So the news went that she's performing, and we had budgeted for, let's say, 7,500 people. I think 15,000 people showed up.
Wow.
No, that's wow. Of course, very good for event, but it was a disaster for toilets because we had portable toilets. It was an outdoor concert. So I remember, things like that. I had seen that. Then we had one miscarriage before our first daughter was born. So I had seen that how UTI can be such a spoiler for women. And my mom had arthritis in her knees. So we got her knees replaced, but still, she needs her seat to be a little raised because she's short in height. So I'd seen how these toilet issues are, they impact women so much. So when this idea came in, I thought I'll do something about it. So from there, professional and personal matched, and I thought I would love to do something about it. So Peabody as an idea took shape. I applied for a patent. I thought I'll be the Einstein. Bhai, Einstein moment है ये तो लड़कियाँ can stand and pee. But realized I'm not the only Einstein to have thought about it. The first patent for female urination device goes back to 1919.
I think Tokyo Olympics in 64 or 65 had something similar that they had actually given to all the female athletes as
Maybe
well.
there I must have just got an idea there.
Yeah.
Maybe I was, I was born there in my last birth. Yeah. But so I'm saying it went all, and imagine in India, billion population, half the population suffers from these issues because of course there are no clean toilets, During pregnancy and arthritis, तो clean toilet भी problem solve नहीं करता ना. अगर आपको arthritis है knees में और आप उठ बैठ ही नहीं सकते हो तो साफ टॉयलेट सीट भी क्या करेगी, राइट? अगर आप लास्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में हो प्रेगनेंसी के और आप उठ बैठने में आपको प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, so what will even a clean seat do, right? So I thought I'll do it, So that shape was unique to us. So we got a design patent though.
Okay.
2015 is when I decided that I'll do this full time. एक साल लगा मुझे to come out of everything else. I had committed to a holiday home project. I had committed to a home healthcare project. Left everything. Told Rashi to take care of the carpet business, which is anyways her business. So I was fired and started scaling this. So that's where it all started. It started with that one trip, one joke, and professional and personal insights. Started with toilets, then took a larger shape कि हम सारी ऐसी problem solve करेंगे जो equally unique हो और equally unaddressed हो.
So जब start किया तब you of course would have done your own research around this problem. So what you started with and where you have come, I'm sure there would have been so much discovery during that journey, right? Because startup एक thought से करते हो कि अरे ये solve करना है, and when you start getting inside, there's this whole Pandora's jar, right, over there.
Correct. But I think वो हर चीज़ में है ना दोस्त. So अभी एक पहलू से कैसे बताऊँ? I think yes, when I started, I didn't even know that this will be a business.
Okay.
I just I knew that I should solve it. कुछ करना चाहिए मुझे इसके लिए और तो मैं करूँगा because अभी I seen my wife suffer, my mother suffer, my customers suffer. इससे ज़्यादा क्या validation चाहिए? So कोई मैंने इतना research वगैरह नहीं किया.
Okay.
Because you know I love this quote by Henry Ford. He says, you know, if I'd asked consumers what do they want, they would ask for faster horses. So that's where I was at least with Peabody.
Okay.
The Peabody the conviction was that I know that this product is required. If it can work, it'll do very, very well. How I'll reach there, I didn't know.
Okay.
So सब कुछ किया यार शुरू में जा के डेमोन्स्ट्रेट कराया मैंने बहुत दुकानदारों को कि यार प्लीज ट्राई टू कीप इट.
You got all the awkward
of course.
views and you know comments and I'm pretty sure that you know you've gone through a lot.
Well, I don't know, but interesting बहुत थे. So
Okay.
हुआ क्या कि I'll tell you one. So 2016ish, we were bootstrapped by then. 2017 we raised a lot of smaller amount of money.
Okay.
But उससे पहले 2015 to 17 bootstrapped. So अब कहाँ बेचें कस्टमर को तो लिस्ट बनाई कि where all customers go.
Okay.
Right? So एक तरफ तो इवेंट तो बैकग्राउंड था मेरा, so I knew events में तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. So I started writing to all the event companies. But it was taking time, right? I mean, you were not even a line item on their list. Like when हम event जब organize करते हैं, so you know there's a checklist that
Of
we
course.
make, right? Back in 2008-9 checklist used to be more manual. Now it's all automatic, but there's still a checklist. So checklist line item में ही नहीं है Peabody. तो जब मैं आपको मेल भी भेजूंगा, you will not reply. So I wrote hundreds of cold emails, right? I took a lot of calls, and none of them replied till this one date, which helped us take off, which was Standard Chartered Bombay Marathon. DJ Dilip, there was a CEO,
Okay.
and he reached out. He said, "Hey, you know, dude, I love what you built because our best of run is coming in, and I can't keep my portable toilet screen. I'll give it to all the women free."
Wow.
So they bought 10,000 and they gave it to all the runners, and then they started doing it for all the other marathons. That was a good story. But the funny ones was, so you know, as far as media and customer was concerned, customers were concerned, we got a lot of love. Because if you ask any woman, do you find clean toilets in India? The answer today will also be question mark.
Big question. Like,
Yeah, I mean, even right now in the complex where we are shooting right
Yeah.
now, it's you're sitting in the heart of Gurgaon.
Yeah.
But the washroom that we had,
Yes.
imagine how the boys' washroom is, how the girl one must be,
Exactly.
right? So it is an issue, right? It's an issue even today. So customers were all very receptive. I initially thought मैं बेचूंगा भी कैसे यार, एक लड़का हूँ कैसे आके बात करूँगा. But customers से मुझे कभी pushback नहीं मिला. Media, of course, a few articles went viral, and that also helped us a lot. I think it was the gatekeeper sitting behind the counter, right? क्योंकि मेरे उस वक्त I wanted to keep it at the store.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of opinion. तो दो problem थे. एक तो of course ये शकाल जैसी शक्ल, you know. ऊपर से मेरा product भी ना वो it was not feminine. It was in the sense colors were not pink and muted वगैरह नहीं थे. We had green, big font से लिखा होता हमने ladies freedom to stand and pee.
Yeah.
तो most of the people thought it was a gag. ये झूठ बोल रहा है you know, sort of a thing. But then so I had hundreds of such experiences, because back then I didn't know how to even approach modern trade and all these other guys. So many such episodes where the shopkeeper ran us away. But then positive ones like this, that this marathon guys. Then doctors started to take the product very nicely. They thought, oh yeah, it's a very good enabler. They should have it. Media, when they wrote article, it went viral and our sales started to come in. But yeah, good and bad, yeah, like good and fun, I would say. I wouldn't say bad. But yes, one coverage of BBC went viral.
Okay.
So the English one, we got a lot of praises. Hindi one, I love to say कि मैं दिल्ली का पंजाबी बॉय हूँ, मुझे सारी गालियाँ आती हैं. But उस वाली हिंदी कवरेज में इतनी यूनिक गालियाँ थी.
अच्छा.
कि यार तुम्हें शर्म नहीं आती है, ये मैं सेंसर करके बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि तुम क्या ऊल जलूल सहूलतें दे रहे हो, तुम्हारे घर में माँ बहन नहीं है. कहीं को तो मैंने लिखा भी. Then the comment went to thousands. मैं तो अब नहीं लिख पाऊंगा ज़्यादा, and this is what I was writing. I said, यार, I don't want to sell it. Toilet साफ कर दो. ना बिके मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. I'll only sell to the medical ones. I'll only push it to pregnancy, because उसमें तो साफ टॉयलेट में भी चाहिए.
Correct.
Arthritis साफ टॉयलेट में भी चाहिए. अब बाकी टॉयलेट साफ करो. I'm happy. So बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें यार, क्या बताऊँ.
Why do you think you got those kind of comments?
Again, could be same Shakal kind of look. Or
I don't think it's because of the looks, Deep. And you know it.
Yeah, I think it's a very deep-rooted thing, right? I mean, it's a very taboo topic.
Yes.
You're looking at a guy talking about women standing and peeing. in 2015.
Yes.
10 years ago from now. Right now, we still believe that media has, like digitalization has helped us a lot. But back then, there were some people who just thought it's obscene. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to, before Peabody, I've been a sales guy.
Yeah.
Earlier, I started selling events. Then I sold carpets. Then I sold something else. And here also, I'm just trying to sell a solution.
Yeah.
Events, I was trying to solve a problem for a brand or a marketer. In carpets, we try to solve an issue for a residence looking for warmth under their feet, or a high-end hotel looking for customized carpets. Solution. And here also, I'm talking to a consumer who I personally know. I mean, it was something that I had seen very deep. Like for many people, when they laughed it off, for me, I was like, no, it's a very serious problem, and I've seen it.
Yeah.
I have seen it up close and personal, right? So I think what it must have triggered those the leftist mind. I don't know if I could even say that, but it could have triggered the guys who are always on the fence on saying दुनिया ऐसी चलनी चाहिए. एक philosophy है ना. The guys who like to keep things in control.
Yeah.
Who want to control everything that happens.
Yes.
Right, in their households, maybe the kind of courses their daughters would do, the kind of places their wives would go to. The way their wives and daughters should dress. वो है एक बहुत बड़ा population है हमारे देश में.
Of course.
So I think those guys just thought कि it was their WTF moment.
Yeah.
कि यार ये क्या बकवास है. So I think वो trigger हो गए थे. But for me तो it was I think the more they came,
yeah,
I was
you would have got more pumped, right?
like,
Knowing you're like ये अब तो मैं करूँगा.
Correct. So उसके बाद हम ऐसे ही हुआ वो. Actually ऐसे ही था कि सर अब मुझे मजा आ रहा है इसमें. And because if you see, customers were still very happy. Some of the, in fact, I'll tell you one more. So once NDTV was doing this show called Real Deal, and they'd got 12 social entrepreneurs selected. I don't know why did they pick me, but anyways they did. And they asked me, you call some of your customers.
Okay.
अब हम उस वक्त छोटी सी टीम थी, तो हमारा एक वेबसाइट थी वर्डप्रेस पे. हमने सारे कस्टमर्स को मेल भेज दिया कि यार ये हमारा शो में आ रहा है, प्लीज़ आइए, आ सकते हो तो. Somebody came from Gurgaon, and I used to stay in Saket back then. The show was to be shot at DLF Place, which is now Select City Walk के पास वाला जो DLF in Saket. And this customer came in, and not only did he come by him alone, he came with his wife and his daughter-in-law. And he went on air and he said, it's because of Peabody that I'm able to travel better with my wife, who's a cancer patient. Till then, cancer as a use case was not even there as a use case for Peabody in my head. I thought, क्यों चाहिए Peabody? Pregnancy में मुझे समझ आता है because I had seen. Arthritis मुझे I had seen. But what happens is when you and he said this, that when we come for our chemos for her, there's of course they have to wait for 3 hours, and she's very prone to infections. So right now she can avoid the toilet seat. So I think for me, I kept looking at these sort of testimonials which just kept charging me to say, man, this we can't just give it up. So whether sale aa rahi hai nahi aa rahi, so these brick bats didn't really matter much. But yes, you're right. It then became a fuel that now that toilet as a topic has given me so much of fun, what other topic to solve? So from there we moved to the Serona, which is equally disruptive in terms of identifying the problem, and kept coming up with products after that.
Maybe, Deep, it gave you more insight into what other challenges are women facing.
Yeah.
And as you went deeper with this, you could identify so many other challenges that were there. And then you said, okay, I need to solve for this as well. I need to solve for that as well. Yeah. And by this time, you had raised some money as part of the journey.
No, I think first 5 products tab tak to yaar, we were just trying to solve amongst ourselves. So my thesis was, if Peabody has to survive, something else has to sell. तो हमारा एक छोटा सा ब्रांड और था बॉडीगार्ड के नाम से, वेयर वी हैड मस्कीटो रिपेलेंट्स. In 2015 we launched it. We saw mosquito repellents place करेंगे at store, and when the mother is coming to buy that for her kid, she'll also take Peabody. And we thought, what else can we give her, because Peabody is still very radical habit change. You stand in pee, right, as a woman. So we said, what are the problems? So I looked at other problems that women in my life were facing. So we came up with India's first herbal period pain relief patch, Sirona ke andar, and disposal bags for sanitary products. So by then, 4-5 products had, we were selling 4-5 products. But yes, the heart was in saying, let's solve the issues that nobody else is solving, because उसी में मजा है. Luckily for us, 2015-16 में ना ऑनलाइन भी चल पड़ा. तो बात वो नहीं थी कि ऑफलाइन में बेचने के लिए एक प्रोडक्ट you have to go deeper because
the inventory challenge, right?
Yes. ऑनलाइन पे वो चैलेंज नहीं था. So we thought, and personally also, if we were able to solve a unique problem, it gave us a lot of push and a lot of encouragement. So I thought this is what we'll focus on. So we focused on the width.
Yeah.
We said, if puberty to menopause is the spectrum that we have to operate within, let's identify every small neglected problem and let that woman know that, when it comes to neglected problems, she can trust Serona. And that's the reason why we are more width than depth.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, insights kept coming from consumers. I mean, even right now also, if you ask your viewers that if you can, share more problems that the women in their lives are facing, you will see in comments, you'll get 100,000 options. Yeah, so बहुत काम करना है अभी तो यार.
Now, give our viewers their insights on what all challenges you've identified till now.
Okay, so so we say that if you look at periods, issue is that most of us believe periods is the only flow is blood, around periods, or she only bleeds. There's only a flow around periods. That's a larger narrative that period hai to chal raha hai. But there are a lot of issues that happen around periods. So I think periods, if I only start from puberty to menopause, let's start with periods. We say for the flow, the only product that was available before we started pushing alternates was pads. Other लोगों का periods हैं तो pad. We said नहीं यार, there are times when she has normal white discharge also, So why are there no good liners available? What if during periods she wants to go for a swim? Pads does not let that happen. So there should be tampons.
Yeah.
And what if she doesn't want to insert tampon on her own? So there should be tampons with applicator.
Yeah.
What if she doesn't want to use any of the products and she wants to, just get rid of, this disposables? So menstrual cups were not available. So except pad, we identified this and introduced this range. Then we identified that period flow is not the only issue around periods. There is pain.
Yeah.
She gets rashes. There are period stains. There are disposal related issues ki pads फेंकें कैसे, and there was nothing in this area. So we came up with India's first herbal period pain relief patch, India's first natural anti-chaffing cream for intimate areas, because baby diaper rash cream तो है, लड़कियों को rashes बहुत times हो रहे हैं for because of patch, but there is nothing. दाग अच्छे हैं, is a national campaign, but period stain के लिए कोई product नहीं है. So I came up with period stain remover. And then disposal also. मैं pad कैसे फेंकूँ अगर मैं ऑफिस में और let's say मेरे पास pad भी है, and if I have to change it, how do I throw it? So this is what we solved around periods. Ki how does she just around her periods becomes absolutely, it is a fortress around now periods that if there's any issue that you face around this, we'll solve it. And then of course for cleaning, intimate wet wipes, etc. followed. Then we move to intimate, other issues like if I have to remove, hair in my intimate areas, how do I remove it? So solutions around that. Pee buddy, on the other hand, when she steps out, there is toilets. If she wants to pee, she can stand and pee. If she wants to, use the, take a dump, there are toilet seat covers, toilet deodorizers. So Pee buddy looked at the toilet problems. And then, of course, we acquired a couple of other brands just before our acquisition. We acquired 2 brands, one in women's safety called Empower. It's a pepper spray brand. And one Blue, which is a sexual wellness brand, which looks at condoms from a woman's point of view. So
wow.
All those we have done so far. And then we exited and now we are back. Yeah.
Deep, we're going through a big revolution around getting more female representation as part of the workforce in India.
Yeah.
Many of the community members of People Matters are drivers of that because CHROs, HR leaders, CEOs are on People Matters platforms consuming content. Do you think this can be a big piece that can help organizations be more inclusive in terms of their approach? Any thoughts around that space?
Yeah, so I think women are, they're out in the workforce, and I think it's a very welcome situation to be in.
Yeah.
Because, cost of living is going high. Of course, 2 incomes is better than 1. It also makes, I keep saying it in office that, or to all my other friends also that, for all the girls, at least whoever we can help, who are younger, we should tell them that you need to earn to run the house.
Yeah.
That should be your idea. There's nothing called at least hobby, etc. Because that financial independence is very, very,
Yes.
very much required. At workforce, as far as it's concerned, I believe यार अभी तक ना workplaces planning ही नहीं होती है around women.
Yes.
And can't blame anybody. But I think what we are doing at our end is trying to bring that harmony in every place where a lady is going today. So think of it like this, like for airports, for example, we were trying to do a project with GMR, and I think they were very forthcoming to try this. But the insight was that when women are traveling, what if they want pads? And we tried to convince them that if you're designing the place for a lady traveler, then you need to give her the entire choice, and then you've done it for her, right? If she runs out of a period product, the product has to whether it's a pad, tampon, liner, menstrual cup, it should be available to her. So we created a vending machine, which is world's first of its kind, at least 100% first of a kind in India, which gives all period products. But I think the forwardness in the thinking came in when we started discussing the placement of this.
Okay.
The sharing, and then the thing was, let it be inside the washroom. We said, no, we want it outside. We want it outside the washroom so that if a boy is walking, with the mom, or if a girl is walking with the father and she asks, we need to normalize that dialogue.
Yeah.
And I think that thought process needs to come in while we're designing workplaces. So like a travel place like that, designed to now to me, inclusive a very strong word to use, but I think it's more thoughtful.
Yeah.
That now outside every washroom, you'll find a machine available where you can buy period product of your choice.
Yeah.
And it's outside. It's not inside. So you break the taboo and you design for them. Same for workplaces, same for hospitality, right?
Yeah.
When we go to hotels today, men get razors, we get even sui dhaga.
Yeah.
तो पता नहीं कब कपड़े फट जाएं.
कौन सी रहा है? All the 5-star hotels have this. I like कौन बैठ के 5-star hotel के room में कपड़े सी रहा है is a big question I also have.
So yeah, but but it's designed maybe in a way where maybe back then फटते होंगे कपड़े, I don't know. तो क्वेश्चन ये है कि अब जब वो भी डिज़ाइन हो रहे हैं, तो जो टॉयलेटरीज भी हैं उसमें मोस्ट ऑफ द इम्पेटस इज
वेरी मेल सेंट्रिक,
right? But change is happening, like with Bloom. I was just sharing with you that I was so happy to get that initiative going, where now if women travel and they stay at Bloom hotels, which is great hotels by the way.
I love Bloom.
Correct, So now they've come up with a kit which Serona has created for them, whether we looked at what all issues can she face when she's traveling. Like if she's a work traveler, because Bloom is largely it's a hotel for professionals.
Yes.
So they have put a pee buddy in it so that when she steps out, if she doesn't find a clean toilet, she can stand and pee. If she gets a period pain, there's a period pain patch in it. If she gets down and she needs a pad, there's a pad, and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think so the designing around that has started at the hospitality level, which everybody needs to do. Similarly for workplaces, I believe if we can make the workplaces more welcoming for women, it's a hygiene check actually. We should. Whether through making all period hygiene products available, or through just having regular webinars or sessions to normalize the discussion of menstruation, just to show that empathy. So then you're doing things for the workforce, and that's what needs to start happening. And let's see where it goes. That's my limited thought. Then we need to plan for them at each level.
Yeah.
Compensation is one, maternity leaves is one, POSH is one, workforce environment, AC, all that is one. And second is no, I'm thinking to this level, and it will be available in every washroom, product of your choice, what you need. That thought needs to go in here.
Yeah, normally what happens, Nadeep, we talk about the top 5 to 10% of the fancy looking corporate buildings and things like
Correct.
that. The corporate India is beyond that. The workplaces are
Yeah,
beyond
correct.
Females are entering workforce not just in a typical service industry. We're not talking about professional services only. We're talking about manufacturing setups.
Yes.
We're talking
Yeah.
about females at frontline workforce.
Correct.
Even all the grey collar jobs that are coming into
Correct.
the economy,
Yeah.
you will have more female representation over there. Now, if we don't architect the job and the place where the job is
Correct.
going to take place
Yeah.
with that empathy,
Correct.
I think we're doing it wrong.
Correct. You're right. So, yeah, very beautifully put. Yeah, and that's precisely what I'm saying. I'm saying even in the tier one office, I'm saying that thought process. Imagine GMR was the first airport to do it.
Yeah.
Bloom will be the first hotel to do it. And we're talking about today,
Yeah.
today's day and age, right? So, workplaces, of course. I mean, starting from there and go all the way down, 100%. A lot needs to be done here, and that's where maybe some of the work that we do through our foundation, we're trying to change that. If these girls early can start, do not drop out of school. If they don't start, if the discrimination is not, if we can somehow bring down the discrimination,
Yeah.
which happens around periods, we would have played our part in ensuring that she completes her education. And with that, maybe the kind of job she attracts in future would change. But yeah, I mean, it's a very, very long discussion, that what needs to
Yeah.
happen at every, I think each and every toilet needs a rejig.
Yeah.
The basic is make it clean. Basic. I mean, that's a basic ask. I think there should be fines around it, I think, now, if nothing else. So your income tax slab should go up.
Yeah.
Sort of a thing,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's wishful thinking. But
Yeah.
till then that happens, we are trying our bit. Yeah.
Yeah. No, why I'm saying especially for the People Matters community is because they make a lot of those decisions
Yeah.
at the workplaces.
Yes.
Right? And many of them are progressive in nature. So I'm
Of
not
course.
saying that,
Change is
but
happening, yeah.
Change is happening. But at the pace at which it is happening, we can definitely do a far better job at that pace of
Absolutely
making that change. Right? And the reason I also want our community to take note of it in a more serious, urgent manner is because they are really the multipliers.
Correct.
Right?
100%
They
right.
have the workforce of thousands of individuals coming, and not just females, but also men, because I feel there is a larger responsibility on educating the men.
That you're right. 100%. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Correct.
We need to get the men in order to make sure that, we are addressing this challenge.
Correct. 100% correct. It couldn't be said better. So yeah, it needs to be at the deciding level, at the hiring level. If you're hiring a woman, I mean, the least you need to fix are the washrooms. Yeah, the least I would say. That's
Yeah.
and it should not even be a. I don't know why do we need to even bring it up today, but miles to go. Change, like you
Yeah.
said, has happened.
Yeah.
As long as you can sow that seed, that at the top level, yes, these 5 things you do, you ensure that it's fair compensation, you ensure that's equal opportunity, you ensure that we have sensitive, empathetic environment around them, around whether it's pregnancy or it's menopause, which is another thing that we'll be taking up on now. All that is given. I think at the fundamental level, I'm saying, can we make our workplaces more welcoming,
Yes.
more thoughtfully designed?
Yeah.
And yeah, periods comes every month. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that empathy towards creating those workplaces, because at the end of it, jitna marzi hum AI ki baat kar le,
Correct.
we have humans in our workplace.
Correct.
So how do we sort of address that? Right? And I think that dialogue needs to keep on going. That it can't be a hush-hush conversation at the workplace saying that, oh, this is something for the female groups to talk.
Correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because
right.
that's going to have a ripple effect on how the men are going to go back home.
Correct.
And represent in the society as well.
Correct. You're so right. Absolutely right. No, you're right. Don't want to say anything and spoil it.
In fact, what was coming to my mind is that, all the great workplaces that we have should have a input on what's the state of female toilets and the hygiene in that.
Correct.
It shouldn't be just about the fancy furniture and the sexy looking outlook of the offices, but it's about how clean are your toilets?
How period ready are you?
How period ready are you? How are you creating a workplace which is empathetic towards getting more women to work in a more comfortable way?
Correct. Absolutely. छोड़ दे, इधर आ जाए,
है ना?
You come this side.
ये तो मैं ऐसे भी कर दूंगा because I'm so passionate about this whole topic.
Correct.
You don't need me to be on that side. I can do this as my
Of course.
evening thing. so so but you also touched upon a very important topic about the pepper spray piece.
Correct.
And women's safety is one big aspect around what's preventing more and more women to enter the workforce. Because workplaces are also because of the real estate cost, the offices are going further and further.
You're right.
Right? And it brings up newer challenges that are there. Right? Like one thing that always goes in my mind is that whenever I'm on the highways driving, and you have females manning those toll booths over there, you feel very happy that you're seeing that change. But what comes to my mind is that do they have enough facilities over there? How are they reaching there? What about their safety?
Correct.
Right? So it's not about solving for the grand looking offices in Cyber City or in BKC in Mumbai, but it's about all those work locations where females are going.
Correct. I think this is, it needs to be solved across the board, honestly. Safety, again, it's funny that we spoke about this, but so we run a foundation. What we say is from every Sirona product that we sell, we take about 1 rupee because we don't want to depend honestly on external grants or government grant. So we said that we will just, we'll do whatever we want to do with at least our money we can, right? So we started taking out money and we started giving it to a foundation, and foundation would go to the underprivileged areas and would try to get girls out of period poverty. And the thesis was कि पैड्स हर महीने देने का कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, बिकॉज एट सम पॉइंट वो तो कोई जहाँ वो सप्लाई बंद होगी प्रॉब्लम खत्म. And so we need to solve it for the longer haul. And we were country's highest selling menstrual cups. We are country's highest selling menstrual cups. So our thesis was we want to give our cups only. And cups में खूबसूरती है कि एक बार दो तो 5 साल चलते हैं, 10 साल चलते हैं. Right? And it's reusable. So if I'm able to give it to one, at least period poverty from the flow point of view is taken care of. Other issues she still might face. But कम से कम flow का problem solve हो जाना चाहिए. She should be able to manage her flow. Correct. So we're doing that. And one thing that kept coming from the ground was that, in a few of these where I went last, before buying this pepper spray company, the insight was, period is only one of the issues. Bhaiya, abhi aap to pata nahi kya hota. And they were not talking to us. But they started talking to didis who were on the ground. And I learned, they're so dark, man, that when they got to relieve themselves in the morning or after dark, crime, groping, molestation is not even a crime. Raping and murder is, So that's the state. So that's the reason we are trying to see what else can we do. So we got off this opportunity, which we thought, okay, let us acquire the brand. It doesn't even go in line with our female hygiene philosophy. But it was going for foundation. We said, let's buy it. So we bought the company and we bought the brand. And main thesis was that with the foundation, when we're going out to give period products, we'll also give a safety. Ki beta jab bahar jate ho, keep it with you. It's a small pepper spray, keep it in your bag. It's just unfortunate it became online bestseller. It still is. That's the state. And who are taking urban girls, the girls who are working in these BKCs when they're, or let's say not BKCs, but the girls when they're working in these fancy suburban offices, when they're traveling by local transportation, the girls who are taking local transportation have it in their bags. Not even that. Girls who are driving their own cars keep it as a safety thing because you don't know what could happen. So I'm not saying that we are a very, very unsafe, we are that unsafe for the world to see that it's that bad. But the feeling of it being unsafe is always there at the back of your mind. So what that pepper spray does is it just gives you that comfort that I have something, heavens forbid if something happens, it's in my car. But at what all levels? Across the board, there's so much to be done. But you're right. I think what we need to fix is the men.
Yes.
So you take men out of the equation and the problem is solved.
That's the problem.
I'll run out of business for most of my products.
No, but what I'm liking is, Deep, you are genuinely thinking about the mission that got created. You started with one point, but you got so married and you were in love with that mission.
Absolutely.
That you, whatever kept coming, you went on solving for it. You went deeper, right? On that entire journey of yours.
Correct. No, Touchwood was very lucky to have a great team, which has been absolutely, I think they're equally or more passionate about this cause. And I think And initially, before we sold the business, even the investors that we had were very,
Yeah.
very, I think they just, they allowed us to do whatever we wanted to do. Otherwise, traditional thesis is, अरे एक product में deep जाओ.
हाँ.
And we were like, yeah, we are going in this category. This problem is female hygiene around
Yeah.
periods, and it cannot be solved with one product. वही तो
Yeah.
problem है कि यार कि आप सिर्फ ये पैड मत, पैड ही सही है नहीं है. It's not a English वाला और.
Yeah.
It's not a pad or tampon or panty liner or cup. It's a Hindi वाला और. ये और ये और ये और ये भी हैं. अब आप choose करो आपके लिए क्या काम करता है. So,
Did you
yes.
face any challenge on the investment side of things as well, at least early on?
Yeah.
People saying, यार
हाँ.
ठीक है लेकिन इससे पैसा कैसे बनेगा?
Correct. बिल्कुल हाँ बिल्कुल.
मिशन है तो वो मिशन फाउंडर का है.
Correct.
वीसी का तो पैसा है ना.
Correct. बिल्कुल
Right.
हाँ right. No, see, it did come a lot. और दो तीन चीजें थे ना. हम तो एक तो two bald men, me and my brother, two men.
Two men.
Bald तो अब हुआ है वो, but two men trying to solve it, and then also very niche categories we were operating in, and I don't blame the investor. I've invested in almost 50 companies, so
Yeah.
so I can see that the lens that a founder, a typical angel investor would have is that will he attract subsequent round of funding, and will I be able to get an exit?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why if you see very few breakthrough startups have come out of India, because we as the first few checks that you get are also given with an expectation of a return only, and nobody is doing that angel investing in its true form.
Real angels are
Correct.
rarely seen.
Correct. Correct.
They exist, but
Yeah, correct. You're right. वो कहानी उसकी है कि यार वो अगर चेक लिख भी रहे हैं, they would want their return. And हमारी कैटेगरी में रिटर्न बनाना बहुत मुश्किल इसलिए था क्योंकि यार there was no thesis. There's
Yeah.
nobody who done it in this category.
Yeah.
Globally, there's no brand that has done that well in, I would say, at least stand-in-P, which is what we were leading with
Yeah.
back then. So yes, there were a lot of rejections we faced. Initially, we were not looking for money, but once we raised money and we went for subsequent round, we faced a lot of rejections because people had view around here कि ठीक है, nobody has any doubt कि you'll create a good business. Like I genuinely got a lot of appreciation that you solved, because all of them could identify, right? Or
Yeah.
their wives and mothers
Yeah.
were suffering from period pain, had some of the other issue around arthritis, or around disposal, or around rashes. I mean, सुना तो है सबने, right?
yeah.
They're very appreciative of work, but they said, yeah, it's not fundable because I know 50 crore का धंधा बन जाएगा, but how does it go? How does it become 1,000 crores? So those kind of things we did face, but I think as long as customer dollars kept coming, we were happy, and I'm in fact thankful that we didn't get a lot of money, because then the focus was where can I find customers who can pay me and I can grow this profitably. So then that thesis of profit between me and Mohit was very
Yeah.
clear कि यार फंडिंग के पैसे पे नहीं डिपेंडेंट रहेंगे, धंधा बनाते हैं कस्टमर के पैसे से. वो Touchwood, that philosophy really helped. So we
Yeah.
hired frugally, we
Yeah.
spent frugally. Yeah.
And that money is so important, Deep, because at
Yeah.
the end of it, you want to do great work,
Yeah.
which is aligned with your mission, but that monies are so important to sustain,
Yeah.
right? Business है तो आप काम कर पाओगे आगे.
सही कह रहे हो. Yeah,
मिशन
you're right.
तभी आगे चलेगा ना.
करेक्ट यू राइट. नहीं यार, ऑफ कोर्स, और चाहिए होते हैं पैसे, इसीलिए मैं तो बोलता हूँ कि जैसे अगर एंजल इन्वेस्टिंग है, सो नाउ एटलीस्ट इन आवर केस व्हेन वी आर ट्राइंग टू राइट चेक्स, my thesis is very contrarian. Like the kind of bets that I've taken, I've gone after many founders where I would where a typical the angel club would not touch because no pedigree, or suffering, struggling with something or the other. There are many such founders where at least I've tried to bring them out, but I think that needs to happen in the early stage investing, यार, because otherwise outlandish ideas आएंगे कैसे shape लेंगे ना.
True.
वो fight है.
True.
But ठीक है, that's for some other day. Another topic.
And many founders are aligned on a mission while they are building their own journeys of their startups, and I think you are one of them who is so married to the mission that you sold and you actually bought back the brand, saying that कि मैं यही करूँगा और मैं इस जर्नी को आगे लेके जाऊँगा.
Correct. Picture अभी बाकी है.
Picture अभी बाकी है.
Correct.
So what is it that got you to do Serona 2.0? And I know there is enough content on the web available on your deal and क्या हुआ, but I want to marry more towards the cause and what it now opens up for the community.
सो यार 1.0 सिरोना की
हाँ.
कहानी ये थी कि मैं ना अपनी लाइफ को 4 भाग में डिवाइड करता हूँ व्हेन इट कम्स
Okay.
टू स्टार्टअप. मुझे लगता है किसी भी बिजनेस के 4 पिलर हैं.
Okay.
One is customer, second is your team, third is your investor stakeholders, and fourth is you. Mota ये
Yeah.
4. So when the deal for Sirona first time came around, we were already the best seller in most of our products online. So and I also know my strengths as a founder. I'm a good 0 to 1 operator. I'm an okay 1 to 10 operator. 10 to 100 journeys really bore me. At least now I've realized it at this age. So what I realized back then was इतना कर सकता हूँ मैं. अच्छा deal. We were getting about 100 odd crores back then, and in the first tranche.
Yeah.
And the structure was that the of course the brand goes forward because the company was doing very very well. They were very strong offline. They had marquee investors. So I thought for the first quadrant customers, we were a 40-50 crore revenue back then, and I thought here it will go higher.
Yeah.
और इसमें तो मैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 50-100 करोड़ ले जा सकता हूँ बिकॉज ऑनलाइन उससे ज़्यादा कैटेगरी बेचना मुश्किल था. So I thought they were winning. I thought even the team wise, we were a very small team, and Good Glam was a unicorn. I thought they're moving to a better outfit.
Yeah.
Again, great investors will be good for them. So it was a check on there also. Third, when I looked at my angel investors and early Series A investors, they were all going to make anywhere between 6 times to 20 times. So I thought even they would benefit. And fourth was us. So my realization 0 to 1. I thought that is done.
Yeah.
I thought brand will go forward. Very, very good. I'll also get a little bit money. We'll also enjoy money right now while घुटने चल रहे हैं. So then I decided to do it. The deal was that they will take it forward. They will take the brand offline. Online we had done well. And I had a 2-year handover. I did the handover. At the time of our handover, we had scaled it to about, I think, 150 crores run rate. And last year, the news was that they bought the brand for 450 crores. All that was done. Everything was fine. And I think for me, last 18 months from where I stopped running, I think November 23 was the last when I ran the show, till about March 25, I was... Honestly, there was a very big void because, like you said, AI कर लेगा जो करना है, but हैं तो humans at the end of the day, right? And how much can you do? So I spent also. I invested in startups. I did whatever I had to do, but there was always a void within. I thought, yeah, have I sold my baby early? And I would always tell myself, कि यार, like यार, I don't come from money. I don't come from a business family. I thought, कि यार, I did the deal what I thought was genuinely the best for business. We actually did put our customers first to say यार कि online हम अच्छा already कर रहे हैं, इन्हीं customers को offline मिलेगा तो अच्छा है. तो यार that's your least you could do. इतना selfish नहीं हो सकता कि यार मैं ही करूँगा सब, So if a partnership made sense, I should do it, and that's what I did. I actually put business and customers first.
Yeah.
But in the heart there was always a feeling यार कि could I have done more? That was always there.
Like my first thought when you took that decision is like, I feel, and I said this to my wife Varsha, who's a friend, I feel this could have gone far ahead. Maybe he should have taken a different call that time.
Correct, you're right. No, you're right, and I dealt with that thought for a very long time. Yeah, I think it was a very difficult decision. Because genuinely this company and this brand has all given me everything. More than anything, it has given me a very strong sense of purpose.
Yeah.
When you ask your whys, when you ask, this is one thing that I can say in my sleep, that I genuinely feel very good. And Touchwood, I was blessed with 2 daughters also. So I think by the time they grow up, I would love to say that, at least for their period and their reproductive health, whatever issues they face or any challenges they face, I would have played my part.
Yeah.
So it had given me everything till then. So it was very difficult to deal with it. It was a very tough space personally.
Yeah.
But then I looked at everybody in the quadrant, and more or less the situation was balanced. So ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. My consolation prize was कि यार देख, brand better हाथ में जाएगा, team better हाथ में जाएगी. Investors के पैसे बना के दिए तुमने, because the minute you raise money, it's your responsibility to return that money.
Of course.
You're on a timer.
Of course.
We are all on a treadmill, right?
Yes.
The minute you take money, the treadmill, the timer is on, the treadmill is on.
Yeah, in People Matters journey as well, Esther and me were always thinking that, the early angels and the initial rounds that we had raised, we were like, यार इनको पैसा बना के देना है वापस.
Correct.
And we were also able to give that money back in multiple X, and you feel nice that
Correct.
the team made money, your initial investors
Correct.
made money.
Correct.
And kind of it's your responsibility at the end of it.
100%, yeah, and that's what we are doing it for. Honestly, our mission, of course, but they're also part of the mission.
Yes.
We need to take care of them also,
Yes.
right? So these were all, and I was happy about. Yeah, we also did a ESOP buyback before time. I was also happy that investors made all that happened. But the 2.0, it happened because unfortunately for the Good Glam, things changed. Late last year, early this year, and we learned that Sirona was on the block, and I think. That was a piece where I had to make two choices. One was, I've had a great exit.
Yeah.
This is behind me. I have invested in these 50 companies. Many of them are now I'm helping them scale. I can start something afresh, leave this behind.
Yeah.
It's now Good Glam's problem.
Yeah.
And second was somewhere, there were nights where I thought, if I just let it go now, then everything that I've said around, I really wanted brand to do well, I really wanted team to do well, was, I think money would win. It was money that won.
Yeah.
Now that I know that, they're looking for a partner for it, and if I don't bet with whatever I have, this will be a regret that I'll take to my grave. So I just didn't want it. Yeah. So I just went in and I spoke to them, and whatever we could arrange, we arranged. And we bought the brand back. Yes. So that's where it is.
That's where the 2.0 journey starts.
That's where the 2.0 journey starts. And like you said, what 2.0 is like, nothing. We'll stay. We are back to saying that puberty to menopause.
Yeah.
Nothing has happened in this space.
Yeah.
A lot needs to happen. You will see Serona do equally disruptive things. Luckily the team came back. The reason why I decided to buy
so
was
important.
Man, I mean, I spoke to 3 guys in the team. So I spoke to Krishna, who looks at our marketplace business. I spoke to Kishori, who looks at offline, and Anika, who takes care of the brand. And they said, wow, if you'll come, of course we'll come back. Let's do it together. So they came back with them. The entire team came back. So 40 people day zero I had in office.
Wow.
Then we bought it back, So they came back, and so I think I don't need to do anything. In fact, I have been rehired. So my title now is refounder. From a founder to refounder.
Wow.
2.0, similar. We'll address unaddressed problems. You will see more such initiatives which we've not been able to do in the last 18 odd months.
Yeah.
We'll try to reach out to our consumers through newer ways. We'll try to encourage workplaces to think differently. We'll try to encourage hotels to think differently, airports to think differently, and ensure that the places are period positive for the women workforce. And with product, and also we look at what other issues are neglected which we need to solve, and we'll come back with solutions, especially around menopause. I think that's a hugely neglected area.
Talk more about this aspect, Deep, because a lot of the early part you're doing through foundation and the work around this space, and menopause is a topic which is literally not talked about.
Correct.
Right? So let this be the medium for you to talk about it.
You're too kind. No, I think the lens is, there is no discussion that happens around this topic, and it is a big phase, a big chapter in a woman's life, and there are no solutions because there are no conversations. So you just want to start conversations around it. You want people to talk. That when you see mood swings, when you see changes, when you see fall in energy for a lady, you don't just look at it as a capability issue. Maybe there could be hormonal changes at play. So we need to do our bit. And I think I would just say that even for workplaces, the idea is whether it's around periods or it's around, right from starting till menopause, what we need to do is maybe every year, every quarter, you should pick a topic and talk about it. I mean, PCOS, PCOD related issues, regular period related issues, menopause related issues. If you have dialogues around it, half the battle is won. Don't want to keep products, don't keep products. Products you'll buy from anywhere else. The idea is just talk. So that's what Serona will do. And our mission right now is to say we've not done much in that area. We want to look at it, So we'll do it.
I am very sure that you would definitely,
try,
attempt to do it.
Yeah.
If money was not a constraint, Deep, what else would you love to solve?
Powerful question. Within the same system, within the same category? I'll say that I would just want to solve for empathy. I think we just can we somehow make workplaces which are more empathic? There's empathy for the workforce, like men, women, both.
Yeah.
I think it's just not about a woman thing. If money wasn't an issue, I would really want to talk about how the mental wellness around this category, the issues that exist today, really need a dialogue. Yeah, we are I mean, the level of anxiety, stress, depression that is seeping in the system today, it's worrisome. The way we are becoming aloof. We are always hooked on to our telephones, your mobile phones. You're always on some social media. It's worrying. It's worrying me for both the ends. When I look at my parents now, both of them have their phones, and then throughout the day they're on some of the other. They're watching something on YouTube. What else will they do? I look at my the elder daughter today, and I know she wants a phone. And what worries me is, I see her friends almost being, they're disconnected while they're connected. The more connected we are getting, the more disconnected we are getting. So if there's no money is not a constraint, one thing that I'd like to work on will be mental wellness here.
Yeah. That's a big space. Many of People Matters partners work in this space there, and I think there's so much to do. So it's more the merrier. The
Correct.
or ka problem hai. Like we need
Hindi wala or hai.
Hindi wala or. We need more to be done, and maybe aligned on the female space only, where you are thinking about her mental health. You're thinking about or maybe on the men's side as well. If they have better mental health, they could actually get more sense.
Unless money is available and hygiene is the category, I'll train each and every boy on hygiene. I think that's the only thing I'll tell them, that yaar wo saaf rakho cheezein and we'll be fine. Nahi, aisa aur kuch nahi hai yaar. All good otherwise.
Yeah. So I think that's something that you would love to solve for.
Correct,
right?
You're right. Yeah.
And one thing I want to also make clear and add to this whole discussion, Deep, is we are constantly talking about men and women, but then we have a large LGBTQI plus community, and someone needs to think, and there are a lot of organizations who are doing work in this space. In fact, People Matters and Aeon runs a DEI collective, which is an initiative that we are running for this for a lot of this work, where we are talking about female, we are talking about LGBTQI, we are talking about age groups, we are talking about so many other aspects of diversity, equity, and inclusion. But it's not just a men and women thing anymore.
That you're right. Correct. Absolutely correct. And I think would love to collaborate, would love to understand. We've tried it a few times, right from trying to hire from the community. We've tried at times to understand what issues, especially the trans, queer, segment suffers from when it comes to periods. Or do they have it, do they not have it, what products do they need? I think that clarity we need, but we've never been able to get the right info. So would love to partner and see if we can solve anything here, whether a dialogue or product. Happy to work on it.
But they also need to be brought into the workspace, right?
100% correct. Absolutely right.
We can only build truly inclusive workspaces or cultures for brands and organizations when we're getting everyone and we're solving for everyone together.
Correct.
And that dialogue is happening.
Correct. You're ready for your own ashram now.
I'm ready for
Wishful, very, very, very nice, positive thinking. When blue skies, birds chirping everywhere.
I know. Even if we can make 10% change, I think I would take that. Because we spent so much time talking about tech disruptions and technologies that are coming in, and these are everyday challenges that we need to solve for.
Correct. No, yaar, kutna bhi tech kar lo, kaam to humans nahi karna yaar. And I think we need to ensure that we don't forget that we are humans first. And
you were also looking at the tech space around this space, right?
So yeah, tech, मुझे लगता है, is an enabler.
Okay.
And we've used it whenever we can to disrupt the way we were delivering our service.
Okay.
So now, of course, with AI coming in, we're trying to look at how every division-wise we can get more efficient.
Okay.
And that's a project that I've been running. I want to really understand now, though I'm just day 19 to the business. 3rd of March is when we bought. So it is still early. But yeah, tech. But before that, tech for me has been a vehicle, right?
Okay.
So we came up with India's first WhatsApp period tracker.
Yes, I remember that.
Correct. And the idea is we've always looked at so I think at the center is the customer. And then you're seeing how can we serve her better?
Yes.
So if the world before that was talking about an app, we said we have an app, but we still want. If she's more comfortable on WhatsApp, let's give her the product there.
Correct.
So I think we look at it from that lens. So right now also the lens that we're putting on AI, on all technology is how can we help solve her problem either by becoming more efficient or by becoming more convenient for her using technology. But beyond a point, I don't really have a view. Not an expert.
Yeah, maybe collaborations could be a way to sort of do that.
Of course.
Because tech definitely will play a role to fast track some of that. Reach and accessibility is a very important thing.
Correct.
Knowledge around this space, you
Correct.
know, you will need a lot of those channels to kick in.
Yeah, tech is table stakes now. Yeah? You can't
Yeah.
avoid it. You can't build without it.
Yeah.
So I think, and it'll become an area of expertise. So you need to have, all the at least early stage startups, because we only deal with the early stage startups in the way in the category where I exist. So the thing that I'm asking everyone is just look at the way you can incorporate AI in whatever you're doing to make life better for your people and your consumer,
Yeah.
and not replace either.
Yeah.
So that's what we are trying to. So make life better
Maybe.
for people on both sides. It's not for replacing.
Yeah.
It's to make them better.
Super.
So, yes.
So in 2.0, do we also see some shades of going beyond India, taking this mission to a much larger space?
Well, wherever there are women, yeah, of course, fingers crossed. Abhi to yaar, like I said, I've just been hired again.
Yeah.
So I'm a new CEO.
Your 1,000 days have again started, is
My
it?
1,000 days again started. Yes, you're right. That's the philosophy. Yes. So I'm very, very new. 90 days in the system.
90 days.
We'll talk again next year. Then I'll tell you what is the next plan. Right now, I'm new. My induction is going on.
We're very excited for the next growth phase of Serona, and all the best.
Thank you.
My personal agenda in this has been that, how do we get more inclusive workplaces? How do we drive? Can this dialogue be a starter for a lot of them to sort of, put more emphasis on it? I'm not saying organizations are not doing it,
Correct.
but there's always a chance to do better, right?
Yeah, let's just get better.
Let's just get better, 1% better, right? Every day.
Correct.
So can we do that? And then once that who are not putting enough emphasis, then can we do that through these multipliers who are CHROs, HR leaders, change
Correct.
makers, and CEOs who consume so much of that content for people matters on the talent side of things. We need to make more CEOs champions for doing some of that
Correct.
stuff as well.
We need more people like you.
Yeah,
And that's where it is.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm
on the other side.
on the other. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Lovely to have you, Deep.
Thank you so much
And
for having me.
always such a pleasure to interact.
Likewise.
You give me so much energy.
It's always good to meet you. Thank you so much for doing this. Really happy to be here. Thanks.
Lovely.